Right now, Portage's economic development strategy is built around promoting agriculture and food processing as evidence of its economic strategy. But Portage's agri-processing economy did not begin with a municipal strategy. It began with a farmer-led strategy in the 1960s. Farmers from Carberry, Portage la Prairie, Glenborough, and other Manitoban communities came together to create grower associations. Together, they coordinated, invested, researched, took risks, and built the kind of production base that made large-scale processing possible in Manitoba. Farmers made the land productive. They learned how to grow processing crops at mass scale. They dealt with weather, contracts, crop rotation, irrigation, equipment, labor, and other costs. Farmers created the economic conditions that brought processors to Manitoba. For example, in 2003, Simplot came to Portage, which had the capacity to process over 300 million pounds of potatoes. In 2018, Simplot expanded the plant, which doubled the plant's capacity. On the surface, that looks like our city's economic development headline. Bigger plant for Portage, more investment, more jobs.
Arguably the biggest capital investment and private sector capital investment in Manitoba ever.
Means 87 more really good paying jobs.
But let's look deeper. More processing capacity means that more potatoes are needed. That means that farmers must be able to produce that supply in order to keep the processor here. So when Portage points to our agri-food powerhouse as proof of their economic strategy, it is really celebrating a system that depends on farmers entirely. Without the farmer's supply, our city has nothing to attract, nothing to process, and nothing to celebrate. Therefore, large investments like Simplot, Roquette, and McCain being located in Portage does not prove that the city has built a complete economic development system. It just proves that Portage is located in an area with proximity to powerful agricultural production, and that processors are following the location of the crops. Every processor in Portage depends on farmers. So why is economic development more focused on attracting processors instead of strengthening the farmers they depend on? The city can strengthen farmers by strengthening the conditions farmers operate inside. A farm-centered economy should give farmers more options, more markets, and more ways to move up the value chain. The city can build a farmer-to-processor pathway, not just attract outside processors, help local producers form or buy into processing businesses. The city can support branded local products. They can help farmers move from commodity supplier to brand owners with local products, sauces, flour, snacks, local ready-made meals. The city can help create more buyers and find more ways for farmers to sell. If we're serious about being an agri-food economy, our strategy cannot stop at attracting processors. Let's ask, what conditions made the agriculture economy work here? And how do we recreate those kinds of conditions for other sectors in Portage? Imagine the conditions we'd need for a successful media economy, tech economy, entertainment economy, or a booming tourism economy. Farmers create the base. They invest and build the supply. 2. Processors follow the base. They locate where the supply exists and start buying it. 3. The city receives visible growth. The city gets jobs, buildings, announcements, investment headlines, and public attention. 4. The city measures that visible growth as proof of their economic strategy working. That proof tells the system to continue doing what it is doing. The reward controls the system's attention. That leads to 7. The city becomes dependent on the agricultural economy for proof of its own development. This is not a criticism of Portage's leaders. This is a structural analysis of the system they currently operate in. A city can have decent people, smart people, even well-intentioned people. But if the system rewards the wrong behaviors, rejects criticism, avoids visible disagreement, and doesn't use accurate measurements for economic development, then even good people will start producing weak outcomes. That is why the real work is not replacing people. It is redesigning the conditions of the system in which they operate in. Portage can and should support its agri-food economy. Agri-processing is a huge strength. The next step our city should take is to strengthen local producers and help farmers move up the value chain. If farmers planted the tree, processors harvested the fruit, and the province helped make water available so farmers can pay to bring that water into their fields, the city of Portage cannot stand beside the tree and call itself the gardener. Instead, it must improve the economic soil so that more kinds of trees can grow. You're watching Origin Systems Intelligence. Follow for the next segment.